The Lycanthrope of New Orleans. In the heart of the historic city of New Orleans, a place known for its enchanting charm and mysterious aura, there lived a woman named Rebecca. She was a quiet and unassuming soul, her days filled with the rhythmic beats of jazz music and the tantalizing aromas of Creole cuisine. Nestled in the midst of vibrant streets and hidden corners, Rebecca led a life that seemed ordinary to the casual observer, yet she held a secret that would unleash a nightmarish terror upon the city. As the sun dipped below the horizon and the moon cast its eerie glow over the city, New Orleans transformed into a realm of shadows and whispers. It was on nights like these, nights of the full moon, that Rebecca's world was forever altered. A curse, ancient and relentless, had taken hold of her long ago when she was just a teenager, twisting her fate into something monstrous. When the moon reached its zenith and its silver light bathed the city, Rebecca underwent a transformation that defied the boundaries of reality. Her body contorted, bones snapping and rearranging, as her flesh morphed into coarse fur and sharp claws. The agony was unbearable, a wave of pain and despair that accompanied her gruesome metamorphosis, as her clothes were ripped from her body, during the transformation. Once fully transformed, the primal instincts of the werewolf took over, driving Rebecca into the depths of the city's back alleys and murky swamps. Her senses heightened, she prowled through the darkness with a hunger that was both insatiable and chilling. The unsuspecting citizens of New Orleans became her prey, their terrified screams echoing through the night as she hunted them down one by one. And when she would get a hold of a new victim, the aftermath was always filled with pieces of body parts strewn about with blood spattered everywhere. Morning would break, the moon's influence waning, and Rebecca would awaken naked and disoriented in the eerie embrace of the New Orleans bayou. The memories of her monstrous deeds were a horrifying blur, flashes of blood and gore that she couldn't escape. Desperation and guilt clawed at her heart, yet the curse was relentless, the moon's cycle an inescapable torment. As the gruesome murders began to pile up, panic spread through the city like wildfire. The authorities were at a loss, their efforts to apprehend the savage predator proving futile. Rebecca's once quiet life had been shattered, her identity a twisted duality between the ordinary woman she appeared to be and the bloodthirsty monster that emerged under the full moon. In a desperate bid to bring an end to the terror that gripped New Orleans, the authorities sought the help of a renowned cryptid expert named Dr. Benjamin Cross. Driven by a relentless curiosity and a fascination for the unknown, Dr. Cross had dedicated his life to studying and hunting creatures that existed on the fringes of reality. Dr. Cross arrived in New Orleans with a sense of grim determination. Armed with ancient texts, folklore, and an array of esoteric tools, he delved into the city's shadowy underbelly, seeking clues that would lead him to the elusive werewolf. His investigation took him through dimly lit streets, haunted swamps, and forgotten corners, piecing together a puzzle that seemed impossible to solve. Several weeks passed without any full moons or any random murders to go with it. As the moon reached its fullness once again, Rebecca felt the familiar agony of transformation grip her body. Her senses sharpened, as her clothes once again peeled away from her body, as her transformation became complete, and she stalked through the city's dark alleys, driven by an insatiable hunger that tore at her soul. But this time, she sensed a presence that was not quite human, a force that seemed to understand the darkness that consumed her. Dr. Cross had tracked the trail of death and destruction, his path converging with Rebecca's in the heart of the city's most haunted district. Their eyes met in a chilling moment of recognition, a cryptid hunter and a cursed werewolf, drawn together by forces beyond their understanding. Dr. Cross raised his weapons, a mixture of fear and determination in his eyes, as Rebecca's feral gaze met his. A tense standoff ensued, the moon's light casting an eerie glow over the scene. Rebecca's transformation wavered, her humanity and the monstrous curse locked in a precarious balance. Dr. Cross hesitated, torn between his duty to eliminate the threat and the flicker of empathy he felt for the tormented woman before him. Stunned in a half-state of half-woman, half-monster, Rebecca locked eyes with Dr. Cross once again and screamed, "For the love of God, just fucking kill me." In that fleeting moment of uncertainty, the curse shattered. The moon's hold over Rebecca waned, and she collapsed to the ground, her naked body contorted and exhausted. Dr. Cross rushed to her side, his expertise and compassion at odds as he examined her condition. It was then that he realized the curse was not just a mere affliction. It was a curse with a story, a history, and a tragic origin. Benjamin removed his overcoat and wrapped it over Rebecca's shoulders and took her back to his motel room, so he could examine her more closely. When she finally regained consciousness, she was scared and confused as to how she had come to wake up in a strange man's hotel room. At first she thought she had gone out drinking and wound up in a cheap motel for a one-night stand. Benjamin sat at her bedside and explained to her what had happened and who he was. He also inquired if she was aware of her condition and curse. She acknowledged that she was and inquired how many she had slain the previous night. Benjamin informed her that he wasn't completely sure, but that he knew it was more than one. Tears began to stream down her cheeks, and she whimpered, "Are you gonna kill me?" Benjamin grimaced and shook his head no, and continued to tell her how he was going to try and help her. Together, they delved into the curse, discovering a tale of betrayal, revenge, and an ancient bloodline steeped in darkness. Dr. Cross's relentless pursuit of knowledge merged with Rebecca's desperate search for redemption, and they embarked on a journey that led them to the heart of the bayou, where the curse's origins lay buried in an old forgotten ritual site. In a final, climactic confrontation, Rebecca and Dr. Cross faced the source of the curse, a malevolent force that had thrived on pain and suffering for centuries. With a combination of courage, sacrifice, and an unwavering determination to break the cycle of violence, they managed to sever the curse's hold, freeing not only Rebecca but countless other generations from its grasp. As the curse lifted, New Orleans breathed a collective sigh of relief, its streets no longer haunted by the terror that had once gripped its heart. Rebecca looked to Dr. Cross with a slight smile of relief, a relief that was to be short-lived as he clasped her in handcuffs and told her that she had to pay for all the innocent people she had murdered over the years. Rebecca couldn't believe what was happening. She tried to fight and break away, but in her human form just wasn't strong enough to overpower Dr. Cross. He dragged her down to the local police station and informed the authorities of the atrocious sins she had committed. He made it a point to let them know that she wasn't entirely responsible, that she had been cursed, and that they should take that into consideration when charging her with all of the murders she had committed. When it came time for her sentencing, the judge did in fact take the curse into consideration, and instead of sentencing her to death, sentenced her to life in an asylum for the criminally insane, not entirely believing that she had transformed into a werewolf, that she merely used that psychosis as an excuse to commit the murders she had done. Dr. Benjamin Cross was neither happy or sad by the outcome, and was just relieved that the people of New Orleans could once again breathe easy on nights with a full moon, knowing that some monster from the shadows of the bayou wouldn't be lurking around waiting to hunt them down.